Welcome to the I'm about to say Empower Living Church. Welcome to Grow Wealth with Barrett with our special guest today. We're really excited to have her today, Miss Tyler Cockrell. She's joining us. She is an entrepreneur extraordinaire. She's launching her new, I'll let her tell you about her new organic products, her hair products. You see, it's working because her hair is all the way down outside the screen. So whatever she's doing, I'm telling you, if you want to hear it, I guess that's what you're supposed to do. But anyway, just thank you for joining us, Miss Tyler. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm wonderful. I was so excited. I saw you on social media saying that you're about to launch your new line, and I thought, wow, I have to get her on
Yeah.
our new program, Grow Wealth, with Barrett. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for what God is doing for you, and we use this forum to really encourage and inspire people that they can see real life people that they can touch, talk to, call, text, follow on social media about
Mhm.
that they're really out there making a difference. And so I just want to get started straight off the top.
Yeah, let's
Who,
go.
who let's go. Who is Tyler? Who is Tyler Cockrell? Who is she?
Well, again, my name is Tyler. Hi, everyone. So I am the owner of Supernatural Girl Organics, where we specialize in earthy ingredients to maximize people's hair care journey. I created Supernatural Girl Organics because I wanted to motivate, inspire, and educate women to do their hair. Because, from what I saw, a lot of people, they don't really like doing their hair because, for one, it's a lot of maintenance. Our hair doesn't grow. It's all these myths and things like that deter women from growing the hair. And one of the main pain points for me is when I looked at women of color, and I noticed that out of all the other ethnicities, their hair would be down their back and it would be gorgeous. But when you look at us, our hair is breaking off. It's always in protective styles because we don't know what to do with it. And so it became a desire of mine to want to educate and provide a product for women so that they can maximize their hair care journey and that they can grow hair or even just maintain healthy hair. So that's one of the things that, I aspire to do with this hair care line.
Man, that's amazing. That's
Mhm.
like, so you're filling a void or meeting a need and allowing it to really not only benefit you financially, but benefit other people who are on this hair journey, right? Right. I have a friend named Africa, and she is a big hair person. I follow her on Instagram, and today she was twisting up her hair and she was flopping it around, and all of a sudden it looked curly and wonderful. I mean,
Yeah,
but so hair is big.
it
Hair is
is
big.
huge.
Yeah. Huge. So I want to put up a couple pictures of this as your product right here. Tell us
Yeah.
about this product.
And so this is the first product that I was able to launch. So this is the natural clay cleanser. And I was
Mhm.
so excited about this because it's a natural way to clean your hair. Again, I want to maximize women's hair journey by incorporating like earthy ingredients, right? And so
Mhm.
this is a ratio of about 4 different clays that
Ooh.
basically cleans your hair. It's amazing. You don't need any shampoo at all. I used it to get my hair like this. And so, and that was one of the main things for me in my hair journey. Like, I would wash my hair with shampoo, conditioner, the whole nine. And then, like 3 to 4 days later, I would have dandruff in my hair. It would be itching. My scalp would be inflamed. And so I just started researching, like, what do
Mhm.
I need to do to combat this? How can I keep moisture in my hair? And so when I started researching all the clays and things like that, I started to compile the different clays that I found. And hence, that's how the clay started. And so this product is amazing. If you have dry hair, if you have itchy scalp, if you get flakes out of nowhere, you just cleaned your hair, then this really is the product for you. And it's super easy to use. It is completely natural. You mix it with water. I like to mix it with water and apple cider vinegar for best results. And
Ah,
so,
I like apple cider vinegar. Yeah.
Yeah, apple cider vinegar. That's like my staple. I love apple cider
Me
vinegar.
too. Me
But
too. Me too.
so yeah, you can do that. You apply it to your hair, let it sit for about 15 to 20 minutes. You rinse it out and your hair is squeaky clean. Not only is it clean though, it clarifies your hair, it detoxifies your hair, it pulls out heavy metals in your scalp. You know, we live in a polluted society right now where the carbon imprint is huge. And so we need our scalps detoxified. And so whenever we're putting those products in our hair, you know, it is able to pull out those heavy metals that is like causing irritation to our scalp. So it does that. It gets rid of product buildup. And again, like I said, it's 100% natural. It is awesome.
Man, it sounds like it's awesome. Um, I don't use apple cider vinegar for my hair, but it's something I take a shot in the morning and a
Mhm.
shot of apple cider vinegar at night too. It's I feel better and energized. And they say it's good for your hair. And they also say it takes away dandruff. So
It
whatever you're
does.
doing, you
It
figured it
does.
out. Yeah,
It does.
exactly,
And you
exactly.
know, one thing that I've learned just like in my research that
Hmm.
most of like the natural things that are good for your body and good for your skin is amazing for your hair. Like
Ah,
it's so good. So that all kind of works together, which is really cool.
that's tell us about your journey. How did you go from working in business to starting your Supernatural Grow Organics? Like you did a lot of research, so there had to be there has to be a story behind all this.
There is. There's a story behind it. So, I actually wanted to start this hair care line like years ago, about 10 years ago. I wanted to start this hair journey, but I was super discouraged because, for one, it just seemed so out of reach. You know, I want to start a hair care line. All right, well, how much money do I need? Who do I contact? What resources do I need to do this? It just seemed so out of reach to me that I got so discouraged that I just didn't do it. And then you know how we get these great ideas, and we think of something, and then maybe 2 days later, or maybe even that day, we're scrolling on Facebook, we're scrolling on Instagram, and we see our exact idea on somebody's Facebook, Instagram ad.
Yes,
You know, and so
yes.
all of that was just super discouraging for me. So for the longest, I just was like, I'm not doing this. And people would ask me about my hair, they would ask me what I did, and I would change the subject. But on the
So
flip
did you
side,
do this first with your own hair
oh
and
yeah,
figured out that this is okay?
that's exactly what started this whole thing. So I got inspired, you know, YouTube was huge. They started to a lot of natural hair YouTubers. Their hair was growing long. They were teaching us. And so I was on YouTube all the time. Like, I got to get my hair this long. And so I would start doing a lot of research on my own. I was listening to them and I start seeing results in what I was doing. And the common denominator that I found with my hair journey was using the natural earthy ingredients. So using natural oils, natural ways to clean your hair, using apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar has been a part of my hair journey since I started back 10 years ago. And so
Amazing.
it's just been crazy. But just to get back to the journey, so
Yeah.
when I first started, I was, so I'd say about 6 years ago, it's been 6 years ago.
Mhm.
I was in grad school and I wanted to, you know, after I finished grad school, I wanted to start the hair care line and do it. But like I said, I was super discouraged. I didn't want to do it. So I got a career and I just decided to just fully like immerse myself in that career. I wasn't going to do anything about hair. Whenever people would ask me about hair, I would change the subject. Whenever they would, you know, ask me for tips and stuff, I just wouldn't be available. I was mute. And I think it was really just like the discouragement. But on the flip side of that, I was still going home and researching it because I was obsessed. I wanted to know, even though I wasn't sharing it with anyone, I still was so interested. And so I kept continuing to teach myself. And it was about last year around this time. Yeah, it was around this time where I just felt like this desire again to want to start this up. And I tell you, like this desire was dormant for about a good 3 years because I hung it up. I didn't want to do it. I was doing well in my career. I didn't want to change that. And
Mhm.
so the fact that it was like, it just came up so strong, I knew that it was a desire from God, and in my head, I'm like scratching my head, like, Lord, you want me to start a hair care line? Like, really? Like, you got people out here preaching, prophesying, you doing all, you want me to create a hair care line? Like, that's kind of how I was feeling at the time. Like, are you sure,
Right.
Lord? And so, um, just to fast forward, the career that I had, it took up all my time. I didn't have any time to do anything after work. Like, after work, I would come home and I would be asleep. I would just be so drained. So I was praying one day in my prayer time, and I was like, God, like, if you want me to start this hair care line, then I
Mhm.
can't do this anymore. Like, you're going to have to create a way for me. And then I prayed it and I was done. So, like, a month later, I get a call from my boss and was like, hey, Ty, this position opened up. What do you think about it? And I was just like, I mean, yeah. So I interviewed for it. I got it. I mean, the hours cut
Boy,
tremendously. I all of a sudden had all this time to myself, and I just knew that that was a sign from the Lord that this is what I needed to do. And so that was in January 2020. And so
that's
from
awesome.
there, I just, you know, now we're here. Got a whole hair care line.
A whole line, a
A
whole line. I was
whole,
counting the months. So in less than a year, you have a hair care line.
yeah, in less than a year.
In less than a year.
Mhm.
Wow, that's an amazing.
It
That's
is.
amazing. I was going to ask the question, this question here: how do you manage work, entrepreneurship, your faith, and life at the same time? But it sounds like you just manage it. You just make it work.
Yeah,
But how do you? What's the recommendation to somebody who's like you?
the one thing that has really helped me through this year is, the Bible talks about writing the vision. That has been key in this whole entire journey.
I just
But
pinched that.
not only just writing the vision, because, my vision was to create a hair care line. That's what I
Right,
did. And so one
right.
thing that really helped me was creating sub goals. So I had
Ah,
quarterly goals that I needed to hit before that quarter was over. So I knew that I was doing this December 2019. So by January, I had my whole year planned out. So, like, by this time, I needed to make sure my business was legalized. I needed a logo. I needed a name. I needed to make sure all that was finalized. Second quarter, I need to make sure that I start my marketing class or get certified in formulating products. So there's just so many things that I just had to do, but it was because I wrote the vision. And I'm not a person that can write in planners. I love planners
right,
so much, but I will write in it and I'll close it and they'll sit and get dust on it somewhere. So
right,
I had
right.
to get like a bulletin board, like one of those whiteboards. I literally have it
Hmm.
like sitting there right next to me. But I had to get a bulletin board and I had to write it down so that I can erase stuff, I can check stuff off, and it was right there in front of me. Every time I leave my room, I could see that list. And so I'm a really visual person. And so that was one thing. I had my how people do like vision boards and parties like that. I had a vision board right next to it, and then I had action plans next to it on the bulletin board. So that is how I managed it. So I knew that after work, I had A, B, and C to do for Supernatural Grow Organics. So yeah.
That's a lot. So where did you go to? Did you go to school for this, or is it something you just picked up? I don't know, in your professional life. I mean, how'd you know to make these quarterly goals, and how'd you know to get certified? I mean, what? Tell us.
Well, so I didn't know to get certified at first. So I actually went to school for marketing. So yeah, I
Okay.
majored in marketing and then I got my MBA. So just in regular business administration. And
Hmm.
so for me, I was just researching, like, I want to create hair care products. And I knew that I wanted to make them. I didn't want to compromise any of the ingredients by partnering with, major companies or anything like that. I wanted to be, 100% full into what I wanted in my products. So I just researched, do I need to be certified for this? Really?
Mm.
And so I just looked and see if I needed to be certified or if I needed to have any credentials for me to be able to sell products that I made. And so I was able to get certified to make products. So now I'm certified to make everything, which is pretty
Oh
cool.
wow.
Mhm.
Who certifies you for those who want to get into this line of work? Who
And
certifies you?
so there actually are a couple out there. And so I went through. Her name is Joanne Morales. I think that's how you pronounce it. Sorry, Joan, if I pronounced it wrong. But there are a ton. I really liked her program because it was really hands on. It was kind of like an online class. Like I felt like I was back in the MBA program. But I went to her class and she would do one-on-ones with you and kind of walk you through the steps to create hair care products. She also does skin too. That's how she started. She did skin
Wow.
products. And so she'll certify you at the end. So you take this big exam at the end and then you get certified.
It sounds, I didn't know you had an MBA. So that's impressive as
Yeah.
well.
Thank
Yes,
you.
study marketing, have an MBA, and now you have it online. You're ready for the next stage. I mean, you're ready
Yes.
to be on Oprah. You started
Yes.
here, but remember where you started with the
Exactly.
hairspray. But until you get to
So
Oprah.
we increase together.
Yes, 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 yes. So all this, how do you get motivated? What motivates you to it sounds like you've done a lot in a short amount of time, but it has to be an aggressive growth as I hear it. So what motivates you to get up every day?
You know what motivates me? Really just my faith in God. You know, I strongly believe that God gave me this desire. Like without him, like I couldn't have done any of this. For one, just the confirmation, of me getting a whole new position at my job for me to even start this product line. And all year long, I was like, God, you got to provide for me. This is your company. Like, I don't know where this money is coming from. I don't know how to do X, Y, and Z. But that's how what God is so good. He provides for us, and so he literally provided every step of the way. And so that's what's been motivating because I can look back and see where I prayed this and saw him answer the prayer. Or I'll, have it tells us to cast our cares onto him. So I would literally be in my car, like, God, I got this to do. I got that to do. I got this. You told me not to worry, but I'm worrying. So you got to figure it out. And like days later, like the solution will be right there. And so that's been super motivating because I know I'm not in it by myself.
Wow, you're in it with God, and He's
Mhm.
guiding you along the way, and
Yeah.
that's encouraging. I think we've been teaching, and we need to continue to teach this about faith. But faith
Hmm.
is you can have faith, but when you take the step, you have to take the step to
Right.
show your faith, to walk in faith, and then God
Exactly.
starts to move with you. And I think God's hand was on you and was moving, illuminating your path, your thoughts. It's impressive. It's impressive. But you're an entrepreneur, so you know when did you know? I mean, now that I know that you went to got an MBA and you studied marketing, but when did you know that you were going to be an entrepreneur?
When did I know I was going to be? I would say a year ago when like this desire came back. Like I knew that I wasn't going to be just in corporate America. That
Mm.
God placed something in me to branch out and do something on my own. So I would say about a year ago, that's when I finally, I guess, submitted to the calling of an entrepreneur. I'm still learning how to be an entrepreneur. And, now that my business has launched, it has been a whole nother side of entrepreneur. Like this whole year, I've just been prepping to be an entrepreneur, but now I'm here. I'm only 3 days in. So
Right,
it's been
right.
good.
World, we are 3 days into this new line. I understand this is your first interview too.
2 days in. I launched yesterday. So yeah, we 2 days in.
2 days, 2 days in.
2 days
Wow.
in, yes.
So go grab it when it's. Well, this is
We're
amazing.
sold out. We're sold
You're
out.
sold out.
Sold out. It
You're
is
sold
gone.
out.
It's gone. It's sold out.
Well, okay, I'm gonna go there now. Where could we have gotten it? Where did you sell it?
So it's on my website, which is www.sngorganics.com. But I am accepting pre-orders. So if you go to the website, you will be able to put your order in. But my shipment won't come in until about 2 weeks. So as soon as that
What,
shipment comes in, I'm shipping it right back out.
what's the website again? Hmm.
www.sngorganics.com.
SN is in Nancy G Organics.
It stands for Supernatural Girl Organics.
Ah, Okay. All right. There it is
Yeah,
right
but I
there.
thought that would be too
You-
long for a website, so I just, SNG Organics.
supernaturalgirlorganics.com. You can place your order now. And that's impressive. You sold out. But go ahead and pre-order. Can they pre-order on the website?
Absolutely.
Okay, okay. Pre-order on the website and get it in. Get it in.
Hmm.
That's man, that's really impressive. Matter of fact, I want to put a picture up again of the product. It's right here, Supernatural Girl
Hmm.
Organics. We're gonna continue this conversation, but now I'm excited that it's sold out.
Yes,
We're on to something big. What's who's the lady who did the hair out of Indiana? She became a millionaire early. One of the first black women millionaires. She started with hair, and I saw her TV show. But anyway, we lost that. But anyway, you are in that vein right there,
yes.
hair products. So it's
On the
just a
road
matter of
to
time.
success.
Yes, 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 yes. Well, I was going to ask a question about your faith, and what I'm hearing is you're a woman of faith, and
Hmm.
that your relationship with God is right there. But how has your faith impacted you? You're a leader now. You're a leader in hair care. I don't know if you knew that. So, but how's your faith motivated you, keeps you going as a leader? How's it impacted you?
I would say that my faith has impacted, just learning to trust in God. God, He's so faithful. He does what He
Yes,
said He's going to do. And
yes,
so just being confident in that, He will literally give you all the desires of your heart if you just trust in Him. And
yes.
so I think that this year I put him to the test when it came to trusting and following his lead. It's just like a GPS following Siri. Siri, she's not going to tell you how to get to from here to there when you put in the address. She's not going to tell you the whole entire route. She's going to tell you in 100 miles turn right,
Right.
and she's not going to give you no other instructions until you turn right. And so I kind of looked at that as far as like my faith, like whenever God, that's what I'm saying, like faith without works is dead. You have to move. And so if anybody is, struggling with what their purpose is, or they don't know if God is saying what they're supposed to do, then if you just make the step in faith, then He gonna give you the next step. And so
Mm.
that's one thing that I've learned throughout this entire process. He's literally walked me through each and every step of the way. And so that's how my faith has impacted. My faith has gotten stronger. I love him more now than I did before. I mean, it's just been amazing. Like God has really showed out this year. I know it's been a pandemic and it's been stressful for a lot of people, but he's really blessed your girl over here.
And I'm believing that God will bless us even in the midst of a pandemic. This is a time for us in a pandemic to really work on self, get ourselves stronger, ready, because just
Mhm.
like any other storm in our life, it will one day end. And when it ends, you don't want to be in the same place you were in the beginning of the pandemic. I don't know if it was March or December, whenever they talk about it, but I know March 9th they shut my church down. I was
Yeah, it
I
was
was
around
at a
March when all hell
yes.
broke loose. It was March
I know.
2020.
Yes. I
Yeah.
remember I was at a luncheon with a pastor from he was coming to plant a church here in Charlotte, and he was from Colorado. We were having lunch, and I was there with another brother, another pastor, and
Mhm.
we got these emails at the same time, like you're basically saying you're closed, but a longer sentence than that. But I was like, wow. We both left there like he's coming to plant a church, and we're two church planters. And I'm like, man, you sure you want to come? I mean, because we just got shut down. But anyway,
Yeah, I say you're
that
mine.
right. But God has a way to use these situations for those who are people of faith to grow.
Mhm.
And I mean, I think holistically, we're better off now as a church. I'm better off now as a person than I
Mhm.
was before when the pandemic first started. And that's
Yeah.
because it allowed me to pray more, increase my faith, challenge me in my faith, and then to put a hand in the plow. Matter of fact, we're here on this program right now because this is a faith journey. God told me to do this, and I stepped out when I wasn't ready, but God was ready for me to step out. I don't know if that
Yeah,
makes sense to people. I stepped out
absolutely.
when I wasn't ready, but
All
God
right.
was ready for me to step out. And so by doing so, we're doing grow your wealth, and other programs as well on Power Living TV. Matter of fact, this TV network wasn't even going. It's a walk of faith to even have this networking. God is showing Himself strong. What
Yeah,
is
that's
something you are willing to sacrifice that another person would not? Was
um one thing that I think I was willing to sacrifice was my time. I think a lot of people have, dreams, aspirations, they have goals, businesses, ideas that they want to put in place, but they don't take the time out to do it. And so I think that sacrificing, coming home and taking a nap, or sacrificing watching a whole series on Netflix, instead of doing that, reading a book or listening to this podcast or researching this, how can I be a better entrepreneur? What's going to help me on my launch date and things like that. So I think one thing that will separate people from actually doing it and people who aspire to do it is the time that you commit to what you want to do.
ah, that's good. That's good. That has some legs. That'll walk because it really it's entrepreneur. It's about sacrifice.
It is.
It literally is. It literally is. I remember
Mhm.
going back to grad school, and all of us in grad school were expected to go out and do some wonderful and great things. But I know that I was thinking back to this reminds me, and motivates me to think about this. I used to study so hard I would sleep in the library. I will fall asleep, take a nap, and get back up and continue to study through the course of the night. Because it
Mhm.
was just I knew that if I can get through this sacrifice of time right here, then the promises of God will be fulfilled after. So yes, that's the one that I think back on that because I think it's almost embarrassing that I didn't get all A's in grad school because I slept in the library.
All right, you got your degree. That's all that matters.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
That's
that's
right.
the GPA. Do you have the degree?
Yes. Yes. Hey, do you have a mentor in business?
I do. I have a couple of mentors. That's one thing that I didn't have at first. So I,
Mhm.
looked at my circle and I kind of sought after people that I aspired to be. First, I started with my social media. So I kind of did like a whole social media purge. And
Yes.
I start following people that I aspired to be like, or people who were successful. So if I'm gonna be on my phone all day, I might as well be inspired while I'm looking at it versus just laughing at a bunch of memes. So that was one way that I started to, get mentors. And I'm also now a part of like a young adult group where we meet every other Wednesday, led by, her name is Tammy Jordan. She's amazing. And so she basically just got like minded young adults together who are aspiring to do things in business or even in their like own careers. And we just kind of talk and we talk about things that we're going through and how we can motivate each other. And even from that group, I got a business coach, which is awesome.
Ah.
He's been great, and he also has his own, mentor business program. It's called the Corporate Dropout. And so basically just having those two in my ear and helping me along the way, helping me be clear on my vision, be clear on my goals and things like that. So I think mentorship is super important in entrepreneurship like this.
Yeah. It is. Everyone must have a mentor. I like how you start off with your social media, which
Mhm.
nowadays your social media can allow you to follow anybody.
Mhm.
Can be that you wouldn't be able to get to if it weren't for social media. So there's no excuse not to be able to follow somebody who can be of
Right.
inspiration to you. And
That's
it's
so
very
true.
smart to have a combination because every mentor has some area of expertise that another may not have, or they can
Mhm.
be impressed upon you. So I applaud you for that. Well, oh man, this has been a great conversation, but we're at the close of it now. But a couple things. What do you want people to take away from our conversation today?
Um, you know, I think that it's important. Like, if you guys have, dreams and aspirations, if you feel like God has placed something on your heart, then take the first step. Just do it. Don't think too hard about it. I mean, I doubted myself for years I mean, years. I set it to the side and I totally forgot about it. But when I put God to the test and I said, all right, God, I'm going to do this and trust in Him, then He opened up doors that I couldn't even imagine. I launched yesterday, November 2nd, and I am already sold out of my products. And so it's just crazy of what God can do in a short amount of time. So what I want you guys to really take away from this is trust in God, know that He's got your back. He does what He says He's going to do, and He is faithful. And so
He
just
is
trust in that.
faithful. He is
Yes.
faithful. He
Yes,
is
He
faithful.
is.
And you can get your product here at this website. Tell us again, how do we get your product?
Yes, www.sngorganics.com. We launched our first product, which was the natural clay cleanser, which I already talked about. There is more to come, I promise. And so I'll probably drop the next product in December. And so you guys look out for that, but definitely go visit the website for sure.
Awesome. Awesome. Uh, and as we come to a close, I want to thank you for being our first guest on Grow Your Wealth with Barrett Berry on Empowered Living TV, a brand new online television network started by Empowered Living Church and Barrett Berry Ministries. We're so enthused and excited about it. And our Community Economic Development Corporation. This is actually dedicated to, we also use this as our form of our economic development because we believe that everybody should have we encourage to be debt free. We encourage people to launch their own business, and we encourage people to go and further their education so they can be successful in whatever endeavor they choose to do. Let's give everybody. Let's give our sister Tyler Cockrell a hand. Woo, woo, woo. We don't have an audience because we're in the pandemic, but we want to clap anyway.
Anyway.
For you joining us here today, thank you so very, very much. You saw her website and how you can get the products. And so I want to just close out and say, this again is we're just ecstatic that you join us. Come every Thursday at 7:00. You can find us here on Empower Living TV, which is on Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, Fire TV, or go to our social media at Facebook at Empower Living Church or YouTube Barrett Berry. But come back again. We have another wonderful guest next week who will also talk about her entrepreneurial efforts as well. Always remember this: we love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. God bless.